So this is gonna be the 1 year special, and this is gonna be part one to what if Asta was the Shadow Dragon Slayer. So let's get into it.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
I'm sorry for not posting it for like 2 weeks. It's just that, you know, this is this is like my final week, like until my semester ends, and I've just been trying to just turn in my work because it's my last week before my semester ends, and I just want to pass my classes. So that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks, and I'm just sorry for not posting. And mainly because I haven't really thought of a good story for this. Like I was going back and forth of like going from I was just thinking, I can't really explain it, but I was just going back and forth in my head and just trying to think of a good idea. Like then I would think of an idea, but then I would realize that that idea sucks. So then I have to think of a new one, and then I think of another one, and that one would suck, and I just like the cycle continues. And I think I have a pretty good story right now. I don't know if you guys would like it, but it's whatever. So anyways, let's get started. So Asta would be in like the orphanage or like the church. It would be like the same as in canon. He would grow up, but like he would grow up along and like the rest of the kids at the church. But one thing that would change is when they were like kids and like it was nighttime and they were like walking around in like the snow in like the town, and like that one like drunk guy like stole like his necklace or something. Like that would play out differently. So in like the scenario, the drunk or and Asta would be trying to get the necklace like from the guy. Would try to like grab it, but then the guy would just pick up since like the little kids, and he would like throw him towards like the wall, like with like really hard, like with full force, like all of his strength. He throws him towards the wall, and would get knocked out. And Asta, seeing this, he would get really angry, and he'd say like, why did you do that to my friend, or why did you do that to my brother? And he would start like beating or wailing, like wailing on the guy, but it's not really doing anything. And the guy would just punch Asta in the face, and he would start using his magic. Not like because like he's in a drunken state, so he doesn't really know what he's doing. So he would just start firing like some magic spells towards Asta. Asta doesn't really know what to do because he can't use magic, so he runs away from the guy, but the guy keeps chasing him. The guy chases him, and Asta would run into the woods, and he can still hear and still see the magic spells coming towards him, so he just runs deeper and deeper into the woods. And the guy would just give up and just go back, and Asta has run in too deep in the woods to know where he is. And he realizes this, and yeah, he's lost. Asta doesn't know what to do, but he tries to make a little campfire, or before that, he tries to navigate his way back, but he can't because, he ran without really thinking where he was going, so, and everywhere looks the same to him because he's really just in, like, the middle of the forest. So he can't find his way back, so he decides to, like, camp out here for tonight. Asta would make a little fire. He would find a little cave and then he would make the fire. And, he would, like, go sleep hungry because he doesn't really know how to hunt. He doesn't really know how to, like, kill animals because, he's a kid. But after a few days of, like, living alone in, like, the forest and still trying to find his way back home, he stumbles across, or this is gonna be, like, late at night. He's, like, looking for food because, like, for, like, the few days that he's been in the woods, he's been, like, he's been barely eating, like, berries. He's been, like, only eating berries that he can find, and, like, not really, like, drinking, or he does drink water, but other than that, he still, like, gets really hungry because, Asta likes to eat. And he would just stumble across a cave, a big one, in fact, and he would, like, try to go in it, but then he would hear something, like, snoring, and he would, like, step back because, like, he doesn't know what it is. He thinks that it's just he thinks it's an animal, but he never, like, heard an animal, like, snore like that. It's like, it's loud, it's, like, monstrous, I guess you can say. And he steps back, he, like, walks backwards and, like, tries to leave the cave, but then he trips on, like, a rock and he makes a noise, and he would hear the creature wake up, and he can tell that the creature is awake because all he sees is two red eyes looking at him. And Asta doesn't know what to do. He starts crawling backwards. The animal would start walking towards him, and Asta is getting really scared because he's never seen anything this big before. He can almost, like see it fully, but it's all black. Like, the cave is pitch black and this animal is all black, so he can't really make out what it is. But then he would make it, like, towards, like, the front of the cave, so, like, there's more light. And as he, like, is close to the end, he would see, like, the snout of this creature. He would see that it's not like any animal that he's seen before. And he says, like, please don't eat me. Like, I don't want to die. And the creature would stop. He would say, "Huh, so you can talk. I didn't know you did." And also would say, like, you can talk? And the creature would say, "Yes, I can. It's been a while since I've encountered a human." And Asta would say, like, "A human? Wait, hold on. What are you?" And the Asta would see a massive head, like, just poke out. It's scaly, it has large teeth, it has red eyes, and the creature would say, like, "What do you think I am?" And Asta would kind of be freaked out, and he would say, like, are you a dragon?" And, the dragon would say, "Yes, I am a dragon." And I'm a talking dragon at that. And Asta would say like I've never seen a dragon, let alone a dragon that can talk. And the dragon would say yes. It, all the dragons that once existed are now deceased. And Asta would say, what does deceased mean? The dragon would say, it means that they've passed on. They're no longer living in this world. And I'm the only one left. And Asta would say like, wow, you must be really lonely. And the dragon would say, it can get lonely sometimes, but I'm used to it. I don't really like hang out. I didn't really hang out with the other dragons anyway. In fact, none of us really hung out with each other. We were all always like, separate. We were always apart. We rarely saw each other, so the only reason I knew that they were dead, the other dragons were dead, is that when I was flying across the skies, I saw their corpses. Their bones were skeletons. And Asta would say like, oh, I'm sorry. It must be hard seeing your friends dead. And the dragon would say, yes, it is hard, but that is life. Everything, every living thing dies. It's just a part of life. And Asta would say, yeah. And he would say like, dragon, do you have a name? And the dragon would say, yes, I do have a name. My name is Skydrum. Yes, Skyrim. It's Skydrum. Yeah, that's the name. And Asta would say, Skydrum, and Skydrum would say, yes, that is my name. What is your name, human? He would say, my name is Asta. And the dragon would say, Asta, that's a nice name. So, Asta, do you have magic? I've heard about this magic and people possessing it and being able to use magic. Do you have that? And Asta would say, no, I don't. And Asta would look down and kind of saddened, but then he would get a smile on his face and he would say like, but I don't really care. I'm gonna become the Wizard King, even if it takes me, or no, he just says that I'm gonna become the Wizard King. And Skyrim or Skydrum would say, really, what is this Wizard King you speak of? And Asta would say, it's the strongest magic, the strongest magic mage, the strongest mage ever in all of the kingdoms. And Skydrum would say, really? So how do you plan on becoming this Wizard King if you don't have magic? And Asta would say, training. I've been training my body, and Skydrum, he would look at Asta and he would say that he would think that it's been like a really long time since he's seen a human. It's been like, I want to say a century since he's seen a human. And he doesn't really know how they look now. But just looking at Asta's body, he can tell that he's a little bit bigger than an average. I would just say he's 5 right now. He's like a little bigger than the average 5-year-old. Not like he's fat, but just like in muscle, I guess. And Skydrum would say, yes, I can tell. I can see that you're a little bit bigger than the rest, but it's been like a century since I've seen a human, so I don't know what they look like now. And Asta would say, "Whoa, well, I guess we look the same. Nothing has really changed about us." And Asta would say, "Hey, Skydrum, do you have magic?" Skydrum would say, "Yes, I do have magic, but it's in fact pretty powerful magic." And Asta would say, "Really? What is it? What is it?" And Skydrum would say, "It's called Shadow Dragon Slayer magic." Asta would say, "Shadow Dragon Slayer magic? Well, what? That? Do you have a grimoire? Do you have like a grimoire or something?" And he would say, "No, I don't know what a grimoire is. I just have this magic, and I can teach it to you. I can teach it. I can pass it on to other beings or humans. The last time I've done this, they were a powerful warrior." I also would say, "You taught someone Shadow Dragon Slayer magic?" Skydrum would say, "Yes. It was a while ago. It's been ages since I've last seen them. At this point, they're probably dead, probably a legend or in a story, part of a story or something. Their name was Rogue. He was powerful. He wasn't the most powerful dragon slayer, but he was definitely up there, alongside his other companion, Sting." And Asta would say, "Who's Sting?" He would say, "One of the other dragon slayers, the White Dragon Slayer. He had light. Basically, his dragon slaying magic was the element of light." And Asta would say, "Wow, really? That's so cool." And Skydrum would start explaining all the other dragon slayers. Natsu, Gajil, Wendy, Loxus, the other one that is like the poison dragon slayer. I forgot his name. But he starts explaining the rest of the dragon slayers and like what they had and what they did. And Asta is like here amazed. He's like hearing about like these legends or like the story of these people having the powers of a dragon and all that. And he's amazed. And Skydrum would say, "So Asta, what do you think?" And Asta would say, That's incredible. That's so cool. I wonder, can you teach me Shadow Sorry. Yeah, he says like, "Can you teach me Shadow Dragon Slaying magic?" And Skydrum would say, "Well, I I I don't I yeah, sure, kid. Or yeah, sure, Asta. I'm getting close to passing away. I'm getting up there in my age. I can't explain it that well. Basically, he's saying that he's old, and he's gonna die soon. So yeah. So he says that he's like getting old, so he might as well just teach this kid that doesn't have any magic, shadow dragon slaying magic. And yeah, so for the next couple of years, Asta has been living with Skydrum. He's been teaching him shadow dragon slaying magic. The basic magic. For first, he had to do like more physical training, even though like not to like not like extreme training, just so Asta can be like, I guess, right, like fit for the magic. So he can do all like the Dragon Slayer magic spells, Shadow Dragon Roar, Shadow Dragon Slash, Shadow Dragon Haste, and Shadow Dragon Wax Wing Flash. I think that the move is called. Yeah, so he's gonna learn those four moves, but he will learn like other moves. Like he would learn like his Dragon Force and his Shadow Drive later on in the series, because I don't want to make him too powerful right now. And I don't know, like Rogue has like this katana. He has a sword, but I don't know. I haven't seen him like use it when he's fighting. He's always like using his like, just using his bare hands. He's never like using his sword. So I don't know if he actually uses his sword in combat, but I just know that he has it. So if he does like use his sword in a fight, please let me know so I can like incorporate it. So for like right now, he will learn how to use a sword, like a katana, but he won't like. But he, bleh. But yeah, he will learn how to use a katana, and he would use it in a fight. But he wouldn't. He would just use it as like, no, he wouldn't like make up his like own magic attacks using his sword. If he does, if he does, if Rogue does use a sword, bleh. I don't know why I asked that question. Like I'm gonna make Asta use his sword to like do magic attacks anyway. So yeah, just like let me know at least if Rogue uses his katana. But anyways, so Asta would also have the Shadow Dragon Lacrima implanted in him, because like why not? I'm just say that he is, since he's like Rogue had he's a third generation, so that means he was trained by a dragon, and he also had the Lacrima implanted in him. If you don't know what the Lacrima is, it's basically like kind of like a little like gem or something that got implanted into like a human, that gave him dragon slayer magic. So they weren't taught by a dragon, they just inherited it by the Lacrima. And those are considered second generation, like Loxus and the other dude, the poison dragon slayer. And first generation, like they were the first ones to be taught by dragons. Second, I just explained them. The third ones had both, like they were trained by a dragon and had the Lacrima implanted in them. And I'll just say that Asta has the Lacrima implanted in him, just because, yeah. So over the years, he's been training. I'm gonna say he's taller in this one. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's taller. I'm gonna say he's, I don't know how tall is, but I'm gonna just say that he is like an inch shorter than him. I'm guessing that is like pretty average height for like a guy, but I don't know. But I'm gonna make Asta like an inch shorter than him. Like he'll still be taller than his canon self, because I think he's like 5'1" in canon. So I'm gonna make him like 5'9", and I think is like 5'10" or something. So he's gonna be an average height. He's gonna be average height for a guy. So he's been training with his shadow dragon slaying magic. He's been learning how to use a katana. He's like, yeah, that's all he's been doing. I'm gonna say that by the time so I don't know what to do, because here's this thing, because for Black Clover you have to get a grimoire to like, it's been a while since I've seen Black Clover, but does the grimoire just enhance their magic or like their mana? Or because like was able to use magic before he got his grimoire, did it just like give him more spells to use for his magic? Or and I think it does. But I want to just say that Asta still doesn't have any mana because he was taught magic, not like really inherited it from anywhere. But I don't know. That's probably like a really bad explanation, but hopefully you guys know what I mean. So I'm gonna say that does I want to just say that Asta does go to like the little like thing to get his grimoire, because like he just wants one. He already knows that he's pretty strong on his own, like without a grimoire. So like he goes to the place. He's like stands there in line waiting. I think you have to be like registered to like participate in like the test to get a grimoire or whatever. And he does like register. He like, and when everyone's in like that big room with like all the grimoires, it's like in canon, none of them go to Asta. And in this one, the 5-leaf clover, like the one that he originally has, does not go to him. It just stays on the shelf. And everyone would start laughing at him. And Asta, he already knows that he is strong without a grimoire. So, like, the people that are there, like they tell him to like leave because like he can't continue on with like the test without a grimoire. But he tells them that he can fight. He does know how to use magic. And he like puts out his hand and he shows like a little bit of his shadow magic. And they would say, huh. And Asta would like say like, please, like I won't disappoint you. I won't disappoint you. Just let me like continue on the test. And they would be like, oh, all right. So, they would continue on with the test. And I think I skipped. Yeah, because like the broom test and like that one bird test where if you're weak and like most of the birds would go towards you. I think I skipped those because they're not really important, because they would go similar to canon. Most of the birds would go to Asta and he won't be able to like fly on a broom. And yeah. And so everyone there is like that passed. Everyone that got a grimoire is there, and all the magic knights or the captains of the different like guilds or whatever. Yeah. And they're all there like sitting on like their podium, their chairs, whatever. And then they would start explaining what they're going to be doing. And so they explain that they're going to be fighting each other, and they're going to show them what magic, like what they can do. And at the end they would like, it goes as canon. I'm sorry. But anyway, so he would spot Asta, his hair, I'm gonna say it's a bit different. I'm gonna say it's similar to Rogue's. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's similar to Rogue's. It's not like full black. It's just like really, really dark gray. And yeah, that's about it. No, I'm gonna keep his hair like normal Asta, just really like darker gray. I'm gonna say he has his headband as well, because why not? And yeah. I'm sorry if you can hear like the heater that just turned on. But anyways, Asta, would like look towards you, and would look away, and also would say like, "Huh, I feel like I've seen him before, but I don't remember." Would think the same thing, and he says like, "I feel like I've seen this kid, I've seen this person before. I just can't put my finger on it." And I'm gonna go back a little bit, and I'm gonna give like point of view. So when Asta like ran into the forest, like woke up, and I'm gonna say it was like day. He was like people were like huddled around him, and it was like close to like morning. So he would wake up, and he would get like Sister Lily would be there, and like yeah, they would all like be like worried of for you know you know would be like crying that Asta just like he doesn't know where Asta is, and everyone would be searching for him, but and people with like tracking magic, or like to like be able to locate people with their magic, they couldn't be able to do that because they need they need like the person's mana and to like track the person. But since Austin doesn't have mana, he couldn't be like located, so they like just gave up. And I'm gonna just say that their mana stops once a person dies. I'm just gonna say that. And so they just thought that Austin died. And so like growing up, he felt the guilt that he caused Asta's death, and he just like lived through that guilt, and he trained like even more with his wind magic, and he's a lot stronger than in like the season, like when the anime first started. He's a lot stronger because he felt like a responsibility to like become stronger, so nothing like that would ever happen. And yeah, so is a lot stronger in this, and would be called up to be facing Asta, and they would walk up like on each side. I don't think they're allowed to use weapons, and I just think just their magic. No, they like physical weapons. Like they could use weapons if it comes from their magic, but I don't think like they can just use regular like swords and just like that. And so yeah, he wouldn't be using his sword, and he doesn't really need to, because he's already good. He's already a lot stronger physically. Sorry about the audio cut out, but basically, as I was saying, Asta is a lot stronger, like physically, and now that he has magic, he's a lot stronger than canon Asta. And yeah, so when Asta are like staring at each other, and then they tell him to begin the fight, Asta would rush towards at like superhuman speeds, and he would say Shadow Dragon Slash, and he would hit Yuna, but Yuna would dodge it barely. Yuna would pull out his grimoire, and he would say like Spirit Storm, or no, it's Wind Creation Magic Spirit Storm. Yeah, there we go. And it would hit Asta. That's what they think, and that's what thinks. But Asta would like turn into a shadow, and he would be like on like the floor, just like moving around. He would jump up and go for like a punch, or I'm gonna say he would go for a kick, and would try to block it, but he would just make his foot like tangible, like a shadow, and like sorry, and like go through like Yuno's arm, and then hit him in the face, and would get sent back, and he would say, this guy's a little bit of a challenge. and that's nice to see. So he would start like using spells, and I don't know what they're called. I just know that he knows Spirit Storm, which is like a big like kind of. There's another move. It's like a tornado move. It's like towering tornado. I think that it's called. I have to do more research on Sorry guys, but would be like using magic to like try to attack Asta, but also all he's doing is making his body turn into a shadow and just like kind of like float around like how Rogue does, or how he did in the tournament arc in Fairy Tail when he fought Gajild. And is like trying to. The reason that he's been like just shooting random spells, not really like trying to hit him, is because he's trying to figure out Asta's fighting style. And his fighting style, it kind of changes depending on what opponent he's fighting. Like if like an opponent like just starts like spamming attacks towards him, he's just gonna turn into a shadow and just make them go through him and attack with his physical strength. But if he's like fighting someone that has like enhancement magic, like that enhances like their body in some kind of way, then he would just use his physical strength and use like shadow dragon slaying magic, and he would also use his sword. So like those are like two different ways that he fights. And Asta would like go, he would like, or would start to like get a little bit tired because like he's using his magic recklessly, and like the captains are just saying like, oh, for a kid who doesn't have a grimoire, he's impressive. As the other guy, he's just being reckless. He's just using his wind magic at random. He's not being precise. He's not being smart. And the other captain of the Golden Dawns, he would say, no, he is being smart. He's not really trying to attack the opponent. He's just trying to figure out what fighting style what kind of fighting style he has. That's why he's been using spells to try to hit him. And they would like just look towards him, and they would kind of see the expression on his face, and he's just trying to think of a tactic to try to hit him, to hit Asta. And Asta would like jump up from the ground, like if he was in a shadow form. He would stand up and he would say, "All right, let's finish this." He would say, "Shadow Dragon," and would realize that he's about to do an attack, so he would say, "Wind Creation Magic, Spirit Storm," and as Asta says, "Roar." He like both of the attacks collide with each other, making like a huge explosion. And Asta wouldn't like really be affected because he would just turn into a shadow to avoid the explosion altogether. But is like pretty hurt. He's like, he has like a couple like scratches, and he's just really tired because he's been using his magic a lot. And Asta would say, "Huh, you're a really good opponent. What's your name?" And would say, "My name is And Asta would say, "Oh, nice to meet you, My name is Asta." And would say, "Asta." And he would say, "Yeah, that's my name. Is there something wrong with it?" And he would say, No, it's nothing. Nice to meet you." And they would like, Asta would pull him off the ground. And he would would get up back on his feet, and then the other matches continue until it ends. And like in canon, everyone who fought is like standing where they were originally, and then they would say, like the captain would say, "All right, now," they would call out like the person's like name, not the name, like the number that they had. I got what you Asta's number was, but before he does get called up, would get called up, and everyone like sorry, everyone in canon would raise their hand, and like yeah, and Asta or would say like, "Please allow me to join the Golden Dawns," like in canon, and then a couple people would get called up. They wouldn't get any hands raised, and then finally Asta would get called up, and a few people would get their hands up, like put their hands up, but then like most of them don't really want Asta on with them because they like, yes, he's powerful, but he doesn't have a grimoire, so they just think that he wouldn't be able to get stronger without a grimoire, so they choose not to like raise their hand. And the only person, yeah, I'm gonna just say that the only person who rose their hand was Yami, like in canon. And he would like jump down from where he was sitting and walk towards Asta. And he would try to intimidate him like in canon. It doesn't really work because like Asta is like when it comes, like he's not really like scared of he's not really scared. He's not like, he is like canon Asta, but when he's like motivated and like when he's like talking to people, he's like that. But when he's like being like scared, he doesn't really like show an emotion of fear because that's how he is. And yeah, so Yami's intimidation wouldn't really work, and Yami would say, I thought that would get you to like whimper or flinch at least. You're an interesting person. What's your name?" Asta would say, "My name is Asta, sir." And Yami would say, "Asta, huh? Well, I choose you." Like, sorry, it's just like a Pokemon, like, "Asta, I choose you." But no, Yami would say, "Asta, you're coming with me to the Black Bulls." Asta was like, "Oh, really?" And Yami would say, "Yes. Now, get ready for tomorrow, because that's when we'll be leaving." Asta would say, "Yes." Or he wouldn't like say like out loud, but in his mind he's like, he's proud that he at least got into one of the guilds. And yeah. So Asta returns to like to Skydrum, and he would tell him the news. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm eating a strawberry right now. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, so he would return to Skydrum. He would tell him the news, and Skydrum would say, I'm proud of you, Asta. You've grown so much since I've met you. You were just this little kid that didn't have magic, that couldn't use magic, but now you've grown into someone who can use magic and someone who is very powerful." And Asta would say, "Thank you." And like, "Thank you, Skydrum," and like very like the same thing. Like he sees him as like a father figure, Like all the other dragon slayers from Fairy Tail, they see their dragons as a father figure or just like a parent figure in general. And yeah, that's how Asta sees Skydrum. And they do have kind of like a father-son relationship. And Skydrum really is glad about that because he hasn't felt happy with someone in a long time. And like seeing Asta becoming stronger just makes him really happy and just proud of him. So Skydrum would say, "So, Asta, when are you leaving for the Black Bulls?" Sorry about that. The like it just cut out again. So, anyways, Skydrum would say like, "So, Asta, when are you leaving to go to the Black Bulls Guild?" And Asta would say, "I'm leaving tomorrow." And Skydrum would say, "Well, you better pack your things." And Asta would say, "Yeah, I already packed my things." And he once he doesn't really have anything because he's been living in the woods, and plus he doesn't have any like money to go like buy any like new clothes. So he just has like he has like he has like that same white t-shirt with like a little with like the same kind of like jacket. Like I think it's like a blue jacket, but instead of like black, instead of blue, it's gonna be black. Like the jacket that he has and like the pants that he has is gonna be black as well. And he would have his sword by his side as well. So yeah, that's all he really has. So he would like get ready. He would get a good night's sleep. Then he would return back to where he took the test. And that's when Yami and Finral is there. Yeah, it's Finral, right? The guy who the guy who can sorry, but the guy who can like create portals, Finral. Yeah, that is him, right? Hopefully I'm not wrong. But yeah, Finral's there, and he introduces himself like, "Hi, I'm Finral," and Asta would say, "Nice to meet you. My name is Asta." And Yami would say, "Save the introductions for later." Finral, open the portal. Finral would say, "Yes, Captain." And he opens the portal and they walk through, and they're in front of the Black Bulls Guild. And Asta, he says, "So, this is the Black Bulls." And Yami would say, "Yeah, it's a lot better on the inside. Well, in my opinion, at least." Yeah, sorry. I'm just so hungry. But anyways, so they enter, and like in canon, everyone's like fighting each other. Like there's like mess. Like they're just like messing around. They're using magic. And Yami would say like, yell out, "Hey, settle down." And everyone will. And say like, "Yeah, sorry, Captain." And he would say, "All right, listen up. We have a new member." And they would say, "Really? Who?" And he would say, "This young man, or this kid, this boy, whatever." He would say, "This is," no, he would say, "Introduce yourself." He would Asta would say, "My name is Asta. It's very nice to meet you all, and I'm really happy. I'm really glad to be a part of the Black Bulls." And sorry, and he would like bow, I guess, to like just be polite. And they would say that, or Locke would say like, "Hey, you look pretty strong." come on and fight me. And Yami would like say like calm down, Luck. Like don't be like that with a new member. He would say, sorry, Captain. And everyone else would introduce themselves. Vanessa, Magna, yeah, Magma. How do you Magma? Magna? I forgot the dude's name or how to pronounce the name. I think it's like Magna. I think, yeah, Magna. So he introduces himself, everyone else does. And, Magna, like, tries to, like, tests Asta, like, in canon. So they go outside, and Magna notices that Asta has a sword, or has a katana, and he would say, so what's that katana for? Are you, like, a Yami fanboy or something? And Asta would say, no, I just know how to use this. I use it. I like to use it when I'm fighting, and I can enchant, or I can use it with my magic. And Magna would say, so what's your magic? And Asta would say, it's shadow dragon slaying magic. And everyone who heard this would be like kind of confused because they've never heard about anything like that. And Vanessa would say, like, is it like kind of like shadow creation magic? And Asta would say, yeah, it's kind of like that, but everything has to do with a dragon, a shadow dragon. That's why it's called shadow dragon slaying magic. And Magna, in like a sarcastic way, he would say that, oh, is it like meant to kill dragons? And Asta would say, yeah, that's why it's called. That's why it has the word Slayer in the name. It's meant to kill dragons. And some people would kind of laugh because like since they've never heard about dragon slaying magic, and they're like they've never like seen a dragon. They've always been like told in like stories, and there's never been like really like evidence to be proven that dragons are real. And they would laugh, and Magma would kind of laugh as well, and Oster would say like why are you guys laughing? I was taught by one. And they would kind of laugh even more because like they're not like their new members saying that they've been trained by a dragon. And since like there's no evidence of a dragon being able to live, they don't believe him. And Asta or Magna would say like, all right, Mr. Shadow Dragon, let's test out your abilities. So he would summon like his fire bat and like the fireball. And Magna would say like, all right, try to hit this. And so he throws the ball into the air and hits it with his fire bat. Deku grabs it, pulls out his katana and just slices it in half. And it creates a big explosion. And Asta would say, "Come on, is that all you got?" And Magna would say, "No, I'm just getting started." And as Magma is just shooting fireball after fireball, Asta's just slicing through them, not even using his magic. And they're all impressed. And Magna would say, "I didn't know shadow dragon slaying magic involved physical strength." And Asta would say, "No, it doesn't. But I'm not even using my magic. I'm just using my physical strength." And Magna would say, "All right, well, try your magic on this then." And he would summon like this huge fireball, and then he would hit it towards Asta. Asta would like close his eyes. He would he would say Shadow Dragon Slash, and he would like just cut through it with like a black, like a shadow slash, I guess, and it just creates a massive explosion, and they would see like aura coming from Asta's sword. Yeah, like purplish, blackish aura. And Magna would say, "Huh. So that's Shadow Dragon Slaying magic. It's a weird name, but it seems cool. Welcome to the Black Bulls." And he like pats him on the back. Asta would say, "Yeah." So and then Yami would give him like that little thing. I don't know what it's called, but like that little like vest thing that he got. It's not really a vest, but it's like I don't know how to explain it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, like to signify that he's part of the Black Bulls. That little like black thing that goes over like half of his like body or like half of his upper body. So he gets that, and yeah, he put and they just like the so also Yami would show Asta his room, or no, it would be Magna. Yeah, it was Magna. Yeah, it wasn't. It was him and Canon. So yeah, so Magna would show Asta his room, and like in Canon, he's giggling because it's all dirty. It's just really messy, and it's like kind of far. It's like the farthest away from like the main, like I guess you can say, like where like everyone, like where like everything else is. It's like the farthest away, and like Asta doesn't really care because he's been homeless. Because yeah, he was homeless, and even though he had like a quote unquote father figure, he like always lived in a cave. And yeah, so he's grateful, and he looks around. He sees, all right, he says, "Thank you for showing my room, Magna." And Magna would kind of look confused, and he would say like, "What are you? Why are you saying that? This place is a piece of junk. Like, are you really actually thinking of staying in this room?" Asta would say, "Yeah, I grew up homeless, so I'm grateful for whatever I get." And Magna would say, "Oh, I'm sorry about that, but yeah, this is your room. You can set up your stuff here and maybe clean because it is messy and dusty." Asta would say, "Yeah, all right, I'll get to that." And that's where I'm gonna leave it off. And hopefully you guys like this. And if you want me to continue it, I can. And should I set a like goal? No, I'm not gonna set a like goal because I'm still trying to get into the swing of things again because I was gone for 2 months. But yeah, hopefully this week or next week, yeah, probably like next week, I'm gonna do part 8 to What If Deku Became a Kaiju, so you could look out for that. I think it's part 8. Yeah, it's part 8. So look out for that. And yeah, I hope you guys like this, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.